Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Skylent, and today we're doing a gameplay commentary, and I know this genre is super played out on YouTube, and I honestly hate them. I really do, but this is actually, we're actually talking about the game. Like, we're actually going to be commentating about the gameplay that you are seeing, and the main topic here is how to play Hanzo. So this is like my tips and my tricks that I use to play him, and I'm sure there's some other things that we could talk about. I'm sure there's some more skilled aimers, you know, people who actually have just overall more skill in the game, but I think this is a good starting point, you know, to get you started. And now the gameplay, I think, is going to be fairly exemplary of your general Hanzo strats, your general Hanzo play. Kind of. It's going to be a little bit slower paced than normally I play because I just recently switched my sensitivity to a bit lower. So yeah, you're going to see me kind of sometimes miss some twitch shots. Sometimes you're going to see me kind of fumble whenever somebody gets really close to me, but that is just me adjusting to a new sensitivity. I wanted to lower my sensitivity because I wanted to play snipers, because normally I play CQC, and actually it's going to be my first tip, guys. When you're playing snipers versus when you're playing somebody like Reinhardt or Lucio, you're going to generally want to have lower sensitivity so you can have more sort of fine attunement whenever you're actually trying to aim at a distance. Now, I will say, though, that Hanzo doesn't need as much. Like, if you want to do flicks and stuff, you still totally can do that. It's just I wanted to play as overall like a sniper. Like, I like playing Widowmaker on defense and Hanzo on offense. So, you know, I switched between those two recently, and I just wanted to get used to being a sniper. So, you are going to see that gameplay, what it's, you know, what it's like. See right there, like, I was a little bit uncomfortable with, it's just a little bit discomfort. Now, don't worry, guys. The gameplay, it gets good. You know, I do get gold medals. Don't worry about it, okay? It's going to be decent gameplay. But, you know, if I waited forever to get the perfect game, or, you know, if I waited until I'm at my peak game, you know, my play, then I'll never make a video. So, because you can always get better. So I just wanted to do this and really talk about some things. All right, so you're gonna see oh God. Okay, well, that play was kind of sexy, just a little bit. You're gonna see me attempt to hit Farah a lot because in this video, I hit record, but in this video, I still was doing a lot of risky things because I was still trying to learn how to use my mouse and seeing exactly how far I could push my Hanzo play. So you are going to see me do some slightly riskier things versus being a little bit safer and a little bit more calculating. But I will say that whenever you're just doing quick play, quick matches, you should probably, you know, do a little bit riskier things, make the plays, learn from your mistakes. And you are definitely going to see a lot of mistakes in this video, but you should do that. But whenever you're playing ranked, you're definitely going to want to be a little bit more calculating. But in saying that, Hanzo plays different from Widowmaker or maybe some other characters. That guy got launched the fuck off. You're not gonna only shoot your arrow when you know you're gonna land, because there's a huge amount of travel time with the arrow, plus it's got a huge hitbox. So even if you might miss, or if somebody's coming around the corner and you can't see them, if you just kind of volley arrows, you kind of will actually get a lot of kills, or at least do a lot of damage a lot of the time. Like, it's surprising how often you're actually going to get, like, you're gonna actually get hits, even if your accuracy is a little bit off, your timing is just a little bit off, just because you're spamming arrows. So as Hanzo, that's what you do. That's why he doesn't have reload. That is why he has very little time between, you know, shots. Of course, you do have to kind of calculate how long to hold your bow, how long to, you know, like everything about the bow. You have to calculate that. The drop, the distance, all that stuff. Yeah, so this first round was really weird. It was really awkward. I didn't really perform that well. I don't know. It just wasn't that too fantastic. But this next one is going to be a lot of it better, and the following rounds as well. So now I'm getting into the groove of Hanzo. There wasn't really too much to talk about there, but I did want to talk about, you know, some basics anyways. So yeah, whenever you are actually aiming with Hanzo, you don't really, I mean, you do have to aim, obviously, but we're going to be talking about just like his general purpose is he's very suppressive, okay? Especially with his ultimate and his kit overall. You are just going to be volleying a lot. And right here, you're going to see one thing that I do a lot is I'm going to knock the radar or the sonar arrow, and I shoot it into the air. And I actually hit somebody with that, which is pretty fantastic. And so what you can do is that the full range, the full effect of the see-through walls ability, the wall hack arrow, you get the full range of that, even though you don't charge the bow. Now, that is not the case with your E ability with the scatter shot. You do need to fully charge that to get the full damage. I don't think that that should be the case. But yeah, so if you want to actually just like throw out, you know, you could just actually like shoot your radar arrow over walls and stuff. You could totally do that, you know, if you're skilled enough and you can time the projectile. Now, basically, when you do this, you don't want to, I think I would do it again. Yeah, I do it like basically over and over again. You don't want to charge your arrow, even in the least, because it is just, like, you just can't. You just can't. Like, it's going to go way too far, way too fast. It's just incalculable, basically. So you just want to tap it, and that's basically what you can do. I think every map in every area allows you to walk out of spawn, look up, shoot that, and it's going to land just past the middle of the map. I think that's basically every single map allows you to do that. Now, there are some that have, like, you're indoors or you're outdoors, and you won't be able to do it so effectively, but there are places that you're going to want to kind of memorize where you can shoot upward and then land your sonar, and your sonar is going to be incredibly important. You want to use it basically all the time for your team, so try not to miss with it. It's really good to have it up constantly. Yeah, okay, so here, that guy was kind of closer to me, so I was having some issues aiming with him. Yeah, definitely. Oh, you can also see I changed my reticle. I changed my reticle to this. Just because I like aiming off of instinct, you know, I feel like the original reticle just kind of takes up too much of my screen, and I don't think it's a really good practice to kind of focus on the reticle. You should, like, the arrow kind of points at where it's going to go anyways. So, I don't know, with Hanzo, you kind of just, you shoot off instinct. It's definitely different than Widowmaker, where Widowmaker is hit scan. You look at somebody and you shoot them immediately. Where this guy, you can pre-fire. You shoot around corners, you can just randomly shoot arrows, and it's kind of all about like memorizing spawn timings. And if, of course, like if you hear somebody coming around a corner, knocking that arrow, that scatter shot, and then knowing when to jump out around the corner and hit them. It's like, it's a lot of preemptive thinking and then just volleying things. So not so much hit scan, actual accuracy. I will say that, but still, when it comes to things like me trying to hit these Pharahs, you do still have to lead arrows hugely. Like, it does take a huge amount of aiming skill, absolutely, even though the arrows do have huge hitboxes. But it's really more about really looking at the enemy, where they're facing, how fast they are moving, what they might potentially do, which way they might juke, stuff like that. That's what you want to focus on, which is another reason why I changed my reticle. You need to focus on what they are doing, because as soon as they become aware of you, it's incredibly difficult to actually hit them. It becomes a dueling situation. It's not just moving back and forth and then trying to, you know, line up your cursor on them. No, they will dodge your arrows, like, legitimately. Even if you have perfect aim right at their head, by the time the arrow is flung out, it will miss. So you need to definitely lead your arrows. That's a huge thing. But you're going to see most of this gameplay is really just me suppressing. You're going to see a lot of my impact is not directly killing a lot of people, though I do get gold for damage, I believe. I get some gold. But, like, it's not really just killing people. It's suppressing them. And it's stopping a couple of flankers if you hit them in the right points. That's why I was up top, so I could kind of watch some different areas. So yeah, this one, I was a little bit better. Things were a little bit more fine. I still didn't feel the need to really commentate over the exact gameplay. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I wanted to just reiterate and say that I'm not the perfect Hanzo. I'm not the perfect aimer, especially in this video. I have gotten better, especially on my new sensitivity. But I will say that, like, I mean, I'm decent. I'm decent, and I hope these tips, you know, come across well for you. Okay. See, that's me messing with the mouse, trying to see how fast I could really jerk it. How fast I could. Oh, no, that didn't come out right. No, don't quote that in the comments, guys. Anyways, okay, so here I think you can, your arrow, if you actually try to look up and shoot your shift arrow, it might actually be intercepted by those pillars. So you might have to watch out for that. Anyways, as you can see, I actually landed it pretty well here. So I'm actually going to sit here for quite a little bit. I mean, as a Hanzo, you are a sniper, but don't be afraid to move around a lot. I mean, you are very mobile. So if you just stay in one spot a little bit too much, like I kind of do here, people become aware of you, and you're not really that suppressive because they can work around you. Even if they might not be able to kill you or, you know, catch up to you, they don't need to worry about you too much because you're still a line of sight sniper. And honestly, it's really hard to actually get snipes with Hanzo. Unless you're actually volleying. It's really like Hanzo, you need to kind of be sneaky. You need to be consistently moving, so they can't be aware of you. That's the real game. If they're aware of you, then it's kind of game over. It's really easy to dodge arrows. Definitely significantly easier to dodge than, you know, instant hit scan Widowmaker. So yeah, gameplay is going to be a little bit more hectic, and still, I'm trying to hit that Pharah. Like, I'm learning how to hit Pharahs. Obviously, failing and flailing just a little bit. I'm going to get a couple of kills on her, but really, the scatter shot, guys, scatter shot. Basically, how to kill people with scatter shot is you look at them, kind of look at their knees, and shoot the scatter shot. I mean, it depends, you know, on where they are. If they're close to you, you might want to look down a little bit. But basically, you know, if somebody's an average distance away, you're going to look at their knees and shoot the arrow. of course, you know, which arrow to use, as in, like, if you want to use a normal arrow, fully charged, or, you know, different varieties, different charges. That's going to be memorization and skill. I don't think that the very minimum is very worth it. Of course, it's more worth it the more charge you have. But I think most people, from what I've seen, what I have done, I teabagged there, that happened. What I've seen is that basically you almost always want to use a full charge if you can, but if they are aware of you and you are in a dueling situation, then that was kind of a good play. It was a pretty good triple kill. See, they weren't really aware of me, though. I should have killed that Mercy, but she was on a hill. That's one thing I need to mention, actually. You know, just fuck the train of thought. You gotta really pay attention to not only the enemies, where they are in their orientation, but also the terrain underneath them. Even if something looks flat, if there is rubble and it hits that rubble, then your scatter shot is going to actually go backwards, and it's just gonna be all fucky. So you need to look at the terrain whenever you're using scatter shot. Absolutely, and memorize that. Memorize it. Okay, now back to what I was saying previously. When you're dueling, basically what you want to do is jump. Jump, and as soon as you start the jump, like as soon as you press space, then you're gonna want to start charging or knocking an arrow. And then as soon as you land, you're going to want to let loose the arrow. That's not a full charge, but it's basically almost a full charge. That's basically how you're going to want to play Hanzo. So I think right here, as I'm on the floor, you see me kind of do a little bunny hop. I should have maybe tried to hit the headshot, but she was kind of turned. I don't know. I could have shot 2 half arrows. I could have definitely have played that better, or just let her do the ultimate and then kill her teammates. Whatever, but that's basically... I hate tips, man. Fuck the tips. And basically, that's what you're going to do. You're going to be jumping a lot with Hanzo, being very mobile, definitely more mobile than what you're seeing in this video. Now, I know this isn't some crazy, spectacular 50 kill streak, but I don't show those kind of videos. I want to play competent players, okay, and show off gameplay against competent players and actual team comps. Like, if this game, like, I did well, but it was all Torbjorns, of course I did well. It was fucking against 6 Torbjorns. What the hell? Anyways, you know, it's actually, like, okay, a good tracer should, I think, kill you, but still, your arrows have such a huge hitbox that if you time it just after she blinks, just twitch in her general direction, you're gonna do a huge amount of damage to that tracer. So it is possible. Now, Pharah, though, Pharah is still pretty hard to hit. But I think you can get used to it. It's just there's no timing on her. You know, it's not like directly after a blink, she's not going to be still for a little bit. She can still kind of wibble and wobble. And see, right here, we got a double kill. Frickin', I should have tried to kill Mercy faster. I was still stuttering. I was still messing around with the mouse a little bit. So yeah, just a little bit inaccurate. Definitely. That's the main thing with Hanzo, guys, is practice. I could have shown off maybe a little bit better gameplay, but there was a bunch of triple and double kills. This was about an average game for me, where I do well. I definitely do well. It's not super amazing, fantastic, but I think it's good enough to talk about, you know, how to play Hanzo, whatever. So I'm pretty sure Pharah's gonna kill me here. You never want to get, okay, you saw how I was awkward right there? Yeah, it's because my mouse was really low sensitivity. Also, I just turned on auto running, so sometimes you're gonna see me just kind of walk into walls. And yeah, there was another case of the mouse kind of fudging up a little bit. But yeah, get your mouse settings appropriate for the character, which is what I was doing when I was recording this, by the way. So yeah, you need to practice that, the mouse, the comfort, your just overall practice with the character, how you feel with the game. That's really important with Hanzo, okay? And game sense, a huge amount of game sense. Now, Hanzo is really hard because you need mechanical understanding, tactical understanding. You need to know the game, the character, enemy players and how they interact with your character, and overall, like, yes, you do need to be good at aiming to a high degree. I think Widowmaker honestly takes a little bit more skill, but that's only in terms of mechanics because you need to have pinpoint accuracy. But with Hanzo, you need to have that tactical, man. You gotta have the tactics brain. Like for the Winston, should you go for the headshots or should you scattershot? Which almost always it's scattershot because they destroy big characters. You know, it's stuff like that. Give and take, a lot of practice, but hopefully that you saw some. I basically only had like one tip really, which is that you can use your shift to the full extent by just looking up and just clicking it. You know, you can kind of volley it somewhere and yeah, it'll work. You can, well, I guess mortar, I don't know. So yeah, you're just kind of a team player, and you just try to constantly suppress. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Gameplay commentary. Sorry I'm garbage, but hopefully you'll be a little bit less garbage after watching, and hopefully you had fun. And continue to have fun with Overwatch. See you guys later, next time.